Sensory Spaces. Sensory Spaces is a crowdsourced app for those who struggle with meeting their sensory needs in the city and are looking for sensory-friendly restaurants, community centers, and neighborhoods and parks, and even travel destinations such as hotels and campsites. Sensory Spaces was developed by occupational therapists, computer engineers, and web developers. Sensory Spaces was created for individuals with conditions such as autism spectrum disorder, anxiety, chronic fatigue, chronic migraines, and general sensory sensitivities. This app would not be possible without the valuable input from these individuals. Here's how it works. App users can choose whether they want to add information on a location or find a location they would like to go to in their community. Every person using the app is responsible for uploading information on locations, as well as rating and refining the details associated with the sensory environment. App users can pick from a selection of categories such as parks, restaurants, and other businesses. They will then choose from a list of the sensory needs they are seeking in that particular environment, such as sound, sight, touch, smell, and movement. They can then choose their preferences for sensory needs they would like to experience. In the case of sound, loud or quiet, high pitch or low pitch, or with or without music. Locations meeting or close to meeting their outlined criteria will appear on a map with a radius they can determine within the app settings. From there, they can review their specific sensory stats on that particular environment or look at reviews from other app users.
Take Jacob, for example. Jacob is a 9-year-old boy living in Vancouver who is diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. He has a few friends at school and he enjoys spending time with them as they have a shared interest in X-Men comics and action figures. Although Jacob enjoys spending time with his friends, he has a difficult time managing in environments that have too many people, noise, and stimuli. Jacob tends to struggle most in situations such as large group activities or even going out for family dinners at local restaurants. Additionally, due to Jacob's sensory sensitivities, he can sometimes struggle with certain types of food textures, flavors, and smells. Consequently, Jacob's parents often have a hard time taking him out in public spaces because they are worried about him becoming overwhelmed. Jacob's parents recently downloaded the Sensory Spaces app. Thanks to the input from many other users, Jacob's family is able to find places with fewer people and softer sounds. They have now been able to discover new restaurants that are enjoyable for the whole family with menu items appropriate for Jacob. And most of all, they can have the peace of mind that Jacob's sensory needs are being met.
There are existing apps with similar components to Sensory Spaces, such as Yelp, a crowdsourced app that rates locations based on dining or service experience. The most similar app found is a directory with locations of autism-friendly businesses. This app does not provide extensive sensory information on the locations and exists only in the States and for a hefty price. Offering a free and widely accessible app will increase the amount of users and scope of the information the app can provide to its users. Keep in mind, this app is not guaranteed to find locations for you that meet all of your sensory needs and is not a substitute for all therapeutic intervention. It relies on input from others who may not be willing to share their favorite personal locations, and it does require some familiarity with technology. This app has been reviewed by occupational therapy students with experience working with individuals with autism, chronic fatigue, and other sensory sensitivities. We hope you enjoy our app.
We are Sensory Spaces!